I can't believe we have to talk about this situation. I mean, we've already learned that about the Mueller Report itself. But apparently, the Democrats themselves, in their infinite wisdom, were into the whole idea of wanting to have the full report out. I mean, it was going to eventually come out. That was no question. But the fact that they were so up in arms about it, even after Robert Mueller specifically said that in his summary that there has been no collusion whatsoever made by the Trump administration or the Trump campaign, it's kind of laughable, to be honest with you. It is really, really laughable. And now they're just continuing on digging this hole. And this is not just the Democrats that are talking about this. It's the media. The media is just, wow. Oh man. I mean, I have heard things about the William Barr conference where they talked about how he explained in full detail what many of the things said in the report. Of course, it is now online, so we can be able to look at it, and I will be providing that in the description below. But still, it's fun. It's funny how emotionally invested the Democrats and the media are. It's funny to me. I haven't seen the full conference, especially how it's supposedly ended in a meltdown by the media. But I can pretty much suspect how everyone might feel who was on the media side. I mean, after all, we did see Rachel Maddow, when she heard about the summary report, she was literally crying. She was crying. It's funny. And I know I say that a lot, but there is no other way to describe it. There is no other way to describe it. The fact, but there's also been some new calls lately about the Mueller report again, but also about William Barr and a few other instances, like Trump allegedly tried to fire the special counsel, and I don't really know much about the situation about the alleged firing of the special counsel. I'm trying to look more into that, especially when it comes to context or anything. So maybe tomorrow or maybe on Monday I may plan on making a second video to try to further explain my opinions on that. So I'm just gonna leave it there. But to continue on, the fact that there has been no collusion only just kind of disrupts this whole idea of the Democrats wanting to impeach Trump. It brings it down even further because in terms of impeachment, you need to figure out something to charge the president with, and it has to be a pretty good reason. In the case of President Bill Clinton, it was mainly because that he swore under oath not to lie to the American people, and he did that specifically to cover up his sexual relations with his secretary Murdowski, I think it was, and that was a big no-no, considering that and perjury, especially while under oath, is definitely a major offense. But here, they don't have anything. I mean, again, even though that they say stuff about the allegation of obstruction, the fact that there has been no collusion, it only proves the idea that Trump was an incident on the lawn. I mean, I how could you obstruct on the investigation when there was no crime? That it's just that simple. It's just, oh man, just the stupidity of this is insane to me. It's stupid. But now I see on a lot of people talking about how they want to arrest Bill Barr and maybe even claim that Rosenstein and Robert Mueller are actually with Trump all along, and they are just covering up for him, which is really, really fourth degree conspiracy theory BS. Fourth degree conspiracy BS. Because, well, it's obvious that this Mueller report is definitely not something that they like, and now they are trying to attack anyone who obviously came up with this conclusion, including William Barr. I mean, yeah, he is a Trump appointee, but considering that he's only been in office for at least maybe, I think it is 3 months already? Probably since either January or February. I don't recall. But the point is, he hasn't been in there for that long, so he doesn't really have that much influence on the investigation, even as the Attorney General. And they're calling for his impeachment because, well, of supports of bad behavior. Forget anything about the idea of evidence or the idea of a probable cause. No, forget that. Just after getting this report, you just want to have Bill Barr gone because he didn't give you the answer that you wanted. And that includes Rosenstein and Robert Mueller. I mean, again, conservatives and Trump are not really a fan of either of those two, but even they would say that this is it's ridiculous to call for their arrest when there is no actual charge, when there is no legitimate charges to press against them. And that leads me to the media. Because just, oh man. After everything, after 2 years of this stupid fiasco, $30 million wasted, over 500 people interviewed, they're still trying to go through it with this. The best example of this is BuzzFeed. They originally talked about how Michael Cohen was directed by the president to falsely lie to Robert Mueller and on specifically one of his supposed negotiations with the Russians in terms of real estate business. Now, as it turns out, that was complete BS, and that is said in the Mueller report, and that only delegitimizes BuzzFeed even further. So why, in the name of God, are a lot of these media companies still considered illegitimate? They have been pushing this narrative. They have been constantly focusing on a lot of fake proof, such as this Steele dossier, and they've been constantly proven wrong about so many other times, especially when it comes to Trump, and they're still claimed to be legitimate? If there's anything legitimate about them, it's that their own ratings are decreasing as a result of this. It's over, guys. It's over. The Mueller investigation is over. And I do not know as much. I do not have a built-in opinion on the obstruction or alleged obstruction by President Trump to fire the special counsel. And I will maybe make a video on that to further express my opinion. But the fact is, it's over. There is nothing more that needs to be said. And this was your doing. You have only yourself to blame. And it's kind of funny seeing that blow up in your face. My name is Noah Mia on The Arc of Truth. Please post your comments down below, like this video, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Bye.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountain.